Alrighty, third grade, we have got our rhythm of the day that we need to get done here. So let's do this thing. My turn first. Echo back. Ready? To, ti, ti, ta. My turn. Ta, ta. Back to me. Ti, 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 to. Last line. Here I go. Ta, ti, ti. Fantastic. Let's do the whole thing, people. Ready? A one, a two, and ready from the top. It's to, ti, ti, ta, ta, ta. Ti, 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 to, ta, ti, ti. Let's do it backwards. Ready? A one, a two, and backwards. Here you go. Ti, ti, ta, to, ti, 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 ti. Ta, 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 ti, ti, to. Nice. Now, just for the fun of it, because we can, why not? We're going to try, oh, this is going to be funny. Okay. We're going to do forwards, and then we're going to go straight into backwards, but we're going to add something interesting, okay? Going forward, we're going to do the rhythm in our super deep, low voice, to, ti, ti, ta. And then when we switch and move backwards, we're going to change it to our high voice for ti, ti, ta. Okay? So low on the way down and high on the way up. It kind of works really well that way, okay? Get your deep voices ready, okay? 1, 2, and deep voice, go. To, ti, ti, ta, 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 ti, 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 to, ta, ti, ti. Okay, now we're switching to high voice. Ready? Here you go. Ti, ti, ta, to, ti, 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 ta, 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 ti, ti, to. Kind of weird, I know, but also kind of fun to do. Nice job, you guys. So friends, we are getting very close to Veterans Day. Veterans Day always happens on November 11th, and we're getting close to it. So I wanted to do a song all about America, because on Veterans Day, not only are we praising our own country, America, but of course we're praising our amazing, brave, wonderful veterans who defend us every single day and have defended us in the past as well. So we're going to learn a song called Grand Old Flag, which maybe you've heard before or even sung before, but I wanted to have a chance to try it today. So first, before we even get into the song, I wanted to give you a little bit of background information about our beautiful, wonderful flag. So let me click on this number 1 business, and it's going to give us some information that maybe you knew before, but maybe you've never heard. Today, the flag has 13 stripes. Shall we count them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Why would it have 13 stripes? Well, there are 7 red and 6 white, and the stripes represent the original 13 colonies. So remember, when America started, we didn't have states. We had something called colonies, and there were only 13 of them, not 50. So we have 13 stripes on our flag. The stars represent the 50 states of the United States. So of course we now have 50, okay? The flag is the symbol of the United States of America and is known all over the world. Whoop, whoop. We have a very, very beautiful flag, don't we? So I'm gonna click out of this and I'm gonna move over here, da, 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 and I'm gonna go like this. I did not mean to do that. Oops. We haven't learned the song yet. Mrs. Ethier, what are you doing today? Okay, so I wanted to teach you Grand Old Flag. Now, maybe you've heard this before, and maybe this is a totally new song for you. No worries. All you have to do is echo me. Are you ready? Had to clear my throat there for a second. My turn. You're a grand old flag. You're a high-flying flag. You're a grand old flag. You're a high-flying flag. My turn. and forever in peace may you wave, and forever in peace may you wave. My turn. You're the emblem of the land I love. You're the emblem of the land I love. And by the way, if you've never heard of the word emblem before, it's not a word we hear very often, but an emblem is kind of a fancy word for like a symbol. So how the flag is a symbol of America. So that's what they're talking about when they say the emblem of the land I love. It's the symbol of America. My turn. The home of the free and the brave. The home of the free and the brave. Do you think we could sing just that first chunk of the song together? Let's try it. Ready? You're a grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag, and forever in peace may you wave. You're the emblem of the land I love, the home of the free and the brave. You got it. Let's learn the second half. Ready? My turn. Every heart beats true for the red, white, and blue. Every heart beats true for the red, white, and blue. My turn. Where there's never a boast or brag. Where there's never a boast or brag. My turn. So should old acquaintance be forgot. So should old acquaintance be forgot. So when they're talking about old acquaintance, old, A-U-L-D, is a fancy way, remember this was written a long time ago, it's a fancy way of saying old or all. If you forget everything else, it doesn't matter because the flag is still going to be there representing America, okay? So they're talking about should old acquaintance be forgot. If everything else is forgotten, you can still keep your eye on the grand old flag, okay? My turn. Keep your eye on that grand old flag. Keep your eye on that grand old flag. Yeah, can we start at every heart beats true? Let's go there. Ready? Every heart beats true for the red, white, and blue, where there's never a boast or brag. So should old acquaintance be forgot, keep your eye on that grand old flag. Hey, that's the whole thing, folks. Now, if you don't know every single word yet, don't worry about it. It's gonna be just fine. It's really a catchy, fun song to sing. So I'm gonna click play. We're gonna try singing along with it, okay? Do the best you can, and let's have some fun singing, shall we? Nice job, you guys. Great singing. So we're talking a little bit about our instrument families. Hopefully you remember that there are 4 instrument families, right? We have string, we have brass, we have woodwind, and percussion. Those are the 4 families. So let's discuss them really quick. First, here's the string family. You'll notice when looking at these pictures that, interestingly enough, all the instruments have strings, and that's how they make their sound, right? That's what makes them a family. Now, they may be played a little bit differently, right? Like the violin and the cello, they're played with a bow that goes across the strings. Guitar can be played with your fingers, or sometimes people use a little plastic pick, right? And a lot of times you use your fingers as well for the harp, okay? But strings, right? They all have strings. Let's look at the next one. Percussion. Percussion's a little bit different because as you look at these pictures, the instruments do not really look very similar, do they? But that's okay. They're all still part of the percussion family. The thing about percussion is it's anything that you have to hit, shake, or scrape to make sound equals a percussion instrument. So piano, for instance, you have to hit or tap the keys to make sound. Or maracas, you have to shake them. Drums, we know we have to hit those, of course, right? And this is a güiro, which maybe you've seen in my class and maybe you haven't. I do have some. It's a scraping instrument, and I do have, most of you have seen my little frog. Even though he doesn't look like that güiro, he is a güiro, because see the little spines on his back? When I play, he's a scraper, which makes him a percussion instrument, just like all of these, okay? So there's your percussion. They're kind of an interesting family of lots of different kinds of instruments. Then we have brass. Now, as you look at these, you're gonna say, wow, those look pretty similar in a lot of ways, right? So common things about brass instruments would be, A, you have to blow into them to make sound, of course. B, they're all made of brass, duh. And C, they all have these cool bells. They call them bells, not like a ding-ding bell, but they call this a bell, and that's where the sound comes from. All of these instruments have those things in common, and they're played with a mouthpiece as well. You can kind of see that in the picture. So they have a lot of common things. Some of them, or most of them I should say, have valves that you have to push down, like the trumpet and the tuba and the French horn too have valves. And the trombone has the slide back and forth that changes the sound. So that makes trombone a little bit different. But do you also notice that there's all these kind of tubes that are twisted around, right? Especially with the French horn, you can see all these kind of things twisted around that make the sound. So that's our brass family. They're very cool. They make a big brassy sound, don't they? All right, and then one final family is the woodwinds. Bum, bum, bum. The woodwinds are another kind of interesting family because as you look at these, they don't really look that similar, but they do have some similarities. A, you have to blow into them to make sound. B, at least for these three instruments, so a saxophone, a clarinet, and a bassoon, they all have something called a reed that you blow. Whoops, where is it? There it is. It has a reed that you blow, okay, and then here, you're just blowing in here to the hole and pressing the different valves, right? They have some similarities, but there's going to be some different kind of woodwind instruments too. This one, by the way, saxophone, probably to your eyes is looking a little bit like a brass instrument. It's not. Even though it looks like it, even though it has a bell on the end, even though it's made of brass, it has a reed, and that makes it not so brassy. Okay, but anyway, there's your woodwind family. So we talked about all four, right? We had string, we had percussion, we had brass, we had woodwind. Alrighty folks, it is time to get on up. We're doing a steady beat dance party. Today we have the Dance Monkey song, which is very groovy. So enjoy and make sure you're keeping a steady beat. You can copy me, you can do whatever you want. Totally up to you. Just we gotta keep the steady beat, people. Here it comes. I always like to start by nodding to the beat, right? Let's see.
They say, oh my God, I see the way you shine.
Okay, change movements. Ready? Let's see. Ooh, this is a slow song to do the floss to. Let's see. Change movements. Okay, new movement. Ready? New movement. Here we go. Ooh, it's hard to jump to the beat to this one. New beat. Ready? New beat. Ready? Oh yeah. New beat. Ready? Change your beat. Ready? Okay, grocery shopping. Ready? Pull it into your cart, people. New move. Let's see, new movement. I don't know what to do. This is called Stir the Pot. Let's see. Way to keep the steady beat, you guys. Let's see. Let's see. One more move. Ready? Ooh, nice job, you guys. Alrighty, third grade. So we were talking about the instrument families a little bit ago. And so I have a story for you. In fact, I have several stories that you'll get a chance to hear over the next few weeks that all have to do with different instruments and instrument families. And they're really fun to read. This one today is called Zin, 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 a violin. And of course, a violin would be part of the string family, because you can see the sound is definitely made by strings, so it's part of that family. So let's hear about Zin, 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 a violin, shall we? Here it comes. Yes, okay. With mournful moan and silken tone, itself alone comes one trombone. Ooh, now take a look at the trombone here. What family do you think trombone is part of? Looks like he's blowing into a mouthpiece. I see the big bell coming out. And I see it looks kind of yellow, like it's made of brass. Perhaps it's part of the brass family, right? Gliding, sliding, high notes go low. One trombone is playing solo. A solo is one person playing or singing by themselves. Next, a trumpet comes along. Ooh, family for the trumpet. Can you tell? Again, there's the mouthpiece, and I see the bell coming out as well. It looks very brassy, doesn't it? So it's also a brass instrument. And sings and stings its swinging song. It joins trombone, no more alone, and one and two-o, they're a duo. A duo or a duet is two people playing or singing. Fine French horn, its valves all oiled, bright and brassy loops all coiled, gold and yellow joins its fellows, two, now three-o, what a trio. Look at this instrument here. Mouthpiece. We've got a bell. Oh, look, there's a little mouse coming out of the bell, which is strange, but that's okay. It's got all the tubes wrapped around. It's also brass. So we have trombone, trumpet, and French horn, all brass instruments. Now a mellow friend, the cello, neck extended, bows a hello. End pin set upon the floor, it makes up a quartet, that's 4. So take a look at this instrument. Look at how the sound is being made. It's a string instrument. Definitely string, string, string. Cello's a gorgeous instrument, by the way. And soaring high and moving in with zin, 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 a violin. Stroking strings that come alive. Now quintet, let's count them 5. So again, the violin, sound out of strings, so it's definitely a string instrument. So far we have 2 string instruments and 3 brass instruments. Flute, that sends our soul a shiver. Flute, that slender silver sliver. A place among the set it picks to make a young sextet, that's 6. So taking a look at our flute, think of how you make the sound. You have to blow into it, right? It doesn't have a bell like a brass instrument. It does have buttons that you push down, but it's not a mouthpiece or anything like that, is it? So it's not brass, it would be a woodwind instrument. Flute is part of the woodwind family. Oh, look at that. He's trying to get the mouse. Can you see the picture? All right, let's see what else happens. With steely keys that softly click, its breezy notes so darkly slick, a sleek black woody clarinet is number 7, now septet. Okay, so look at the clarinet. You have to blow into it, right? But it's not a mouthpiece. It doesn't have a huge bell at the end of it. It's not made of brass, so it's most likely a woodwind, right? Woodwind instrument for the clarinet. Gleeful, bleeding, sobbing, pleading through its throbbing double reading, oboe, please don't hesitate, come make it an octet, that's 8. So oboe, if you look at it, looks similar actually to the clarinet, but it has a little bit different reed. But we know that if something has a reed, it's part of the woodwind instruments. So there's an oboe. So we have oboe, clarinet, and flute that are all part of the woodwinds. That lazy clown, the big bassoon, he plays low down, we're laughing soon. Here, Grumpy, get your place in line and give us a nonette, that's 9. So he's playing a bassoon. A bassoon is a very large, very tall instrument, and it is part of the woodwind family. Again, you're blowing through a reed to play it, and it has buttons to push down, but the biggest thing is the reed. That tells us that it should be a woodwind. The harp descends with angel's wings, a heaven's blend through magic strings, hint, hint, and when it joins the others then, behold a chamber group of 10. So the sound is made of strings, so it is a string instrument, of course. The harp, by the way, is so pretty. It's a huge instrument and makes a lovely sound. It always makes me think of a dream sequence, right? Whenever you hear the harp, it makes you feel like you're going into a dream. The orchestra comes in the hall. They're on the stage, we see them all. The cello, harp, and clarinet. The trumpet, whom we've also met. The oboe, flute, and big bassoon, all eager to get started soon. Trombone, French horn, and violin, all poised and ready, now begin. All of them are playing together. The strings all soar, the reeds implore, the brasses roar with notes galore. It's music that we all adore, it's what we go to concerts for. Even the animals are dancing to the music, isn't that nice? The minutes fly, the music ends, and so goodbye to our new friends. But when they've bowed and left the floor, if we clap loud and shout encore, they may come out and play one more. Have you ever heard the word encore before? If someone really, really, really likes a performance, they could say, encore, encore, and that means that they want to hear another song. It was so good that they want to hear more. So that's what an encore is all about. And that would give us great delight before we say a late good night. All the sleeping animals together. Now, I don't know if you noticed this, folks. There were 10 different instruments, but there were not 4 instrument families talked about, were there? We talked about some string instruments. There was the cello and the violin. We had some brass, French horn, trombone, and trumpet. And we had some, also we had harp for strings, didn't we? And we had some woodwinds with the clarinet and the oboe and the flute. But were there any percussion instruments? Nope, not this time. In this particular story, there weren't any percussion instruments, but that's okay. There'll be some other stories that come by later that will have some percussion. Thanks for reading with me, you guys, and here is your assignment for this week. Bum, bum, bum. I want to know, what is your favorite instrument and why? Now, it could be one of the instruments that we saw in the story, but it doesn't have to be. Okay, think of whatever your favorite instrument is, either to play, if you play it, or to listen to, or anything. Okay, I want to know your favorite instrument and why is it your favorite instrument. Have a good week, you guys. Bye-bye.